I had to restart this video because I forgot to propel out the characters, but hello everyone, today we're going to be making a tier list out of the collab characters that are going to be coming up. Now if you're living under a rock, unfortunately if you don't have enough bookmarks you're going to be crying for the next 3 weeks. The reason why is that we're getting Guilty Gear collab back, yay! You can get your Jackal you've been waiting for after she got buffed, but wait, not only that, but we're getting ReZero collab right after. Oh wait, did I say right after? I mean at the same time. Yes, so as soon as Guilty Gear collab comes out, literally a week after ReZero collab comes out. So for a lot of those mid or end game players, most players already have these characters. As for me, I have half of these characters, so I do have to prioritize some of these characters. Personally, I'm going for Dizzy. I could go for Biken for one shot, but I think Dizzy will just be nice to get through Abyss. But in terms of early game players, you probably have none of these characters. So two of these characters you do get for free, which will be Saul and Ram. So I'm just going to talk about those first because they're free. You're going to get them anyway, so are they worth building or not? Ram is probably not very good in terms of PvP. I should probably change this to like PvP. So that would be like PvP only, and this is like PvE only. So Ram is like, she's good for Banshee and I think that's it. So for PvP she just doesn't have that much value. I think she's just a better character, so I think we just put Ram down there. You do get free triple S, so that's something to note, but I think she's still restricted to PvE. I haven't really seen people use her in PvP at all, so that's a sign. Saul is also kind of the same story. He's a bit more usable in PvP, but not the greatest. Just literally every other character is better than him. But for PvE wise, he would be probably a solid high B, low A tier for Golem in specific, or even for Ancient Inheritance. So honestly, for that reason, he would be a bit higher here. So I think I would put him low A tier, or even high B tier. There's obviously a bunch more options, but for a free character that's triple S, I think you just have a bit of value for those PvE stages. Okay, next character on the list, I'm going to actually go to the ReZero characters first, since there's only 2 more left, and we all like looking at this face here. Yeah, Rep is kind of like an easy S tier, although she is not used in the meta at all. She is a monster of a unit. She can work very well in PvE. She is kind of hard to use in PvE stages because her passive works off on characters who die. So if you run into boss fights, you're not going to have a lot of people die, which means, unless it's your own teammates, which is not good. So she's not going to have any redeem mode passive, but even so, she still has a lot of value because of the fact that she can just counter attack so often just by you hitting her or not hitting her, and then she has an AoE attack buff. And when you do use her in PvP, if she pops off, she will pop off because her demon mode buff quite literally ignores effect resistance that is very powerful, as well as you can't debuff her. It just makes her really broken of a unit. Although in the meta currently she's maybe high A tier, she's in terms of summon value she is pretty high. I would say pick up a Rem if you don't have her. Let's go over to Amelia. Amelia is like B tier. You don't see her a lot at all. It's probably because, I mean, the only place I can see her you use her and it's a bit more aggressive, but there's just so many units that can fit into this playstyle now. We even have Ahmed. We can probably do Amelia's job better because Amelia just, she's a cleanser. She can only cleanse one single target though, and then she can AoE cleanse. Her heals are pretty bad, so I wouldn't really rely on her for that. And for that reason, because her heals are not as good, she starts to come into competition with characters like DN, which means like you would rather just use DN at that point, or you can just use Ahmed and just shove Doctor's bag on her. Because her healing is not that good, she starts to come into competition with other types of Soul Weavers who are a bit more aggressive or who are more focused on that. So it's like, okay, but her artifact is triple S, you should pick it up. If you don't have a Guardian Ice Crystals, pick it up 100%. It's just really broken, especially at plus 30. If you don't have her artifact, pick it up. but she's going to be sitting at B tier. But next up, let's head back over to the Guilty Gear characters, and I'm just gonna get this out of the way and just put Jacko up here. She's just really busted right now. You can look at so many videos of Jacko. She's just really busted right now. Her buff did wonders for her, and I can't see a reason why you shouldn't summon for her. Although, yeah, she's more PvP heavy of a character, due to her buff, she is now pretty viable in PvE as well, as long as you have a debuffer in your team. So honestly, she's just really great. She has high damage, she's a DPS, she's kind of a glass cannon in a way, and depending on how you build her, but she's still very valuable. Beforehand, she probably would have sat very much down here. Her damage wasn't good, and she worked off of stuns, which means she would be terrible for PvE and strictly for PvP. But now with her buff, she can work with any debuff. Her damage is great. She plays her, it's honestly really good. Easy S tier. Dizzy is probably high A tier for PvE. She would be like high. I'll put her up here. She's mostly strictly PvE. Honestly, let me just get rid of this PvE tier and just put this there. She's mostly strictly PvE, but she is useful in PvP. She has really valuable debuffs. I think it's decreased speed, decreased hit chance, and restrict. I don't remember what the last one is. Let me go look that up real quick. But she does have some really valuable debuffs, and it was gonna really come into, or like, it's gonna be really good when you're going through Abyss. And she has the ability to also extend debuffs, so it's really nice. You can also put an Abyssal Crown on her, which will mean she has a chance to stun as well, which is gonna stack on top of her S1 damage, but that also has to stun on her S1. Okay, the last buff is decreased attack, which means you have more damage mitigation to you. She has really nice debuffs. She's a debuffer, so that's the only thing you're gonna use her for. Otherwise, she's gonna I don't know why exactly she fell on the battle for PvP, but she is definitely really strong in terms of debuffs, and I think you can pick her up. Biken is kind of for strictly PvE, which would put Ram there as well. She's really hard to use in PvP, so don't even, and she's pretty much for Banshee one-shot only. I haven't seen her anywhere else, so honestly, I don't know if there's much to really talk about her, but she would either be, yeah, she would just be strictly PvE. Elfhelt is probably also sitting in B tier. She hasn't gotten buffed as well. She's not good in PvE at all, and she's just pretty niche, I'll say. I guess she'd fit more into aggro playstyle, but I guess it's just her. I don't even know what exactly her spot in their team would be. But she's definitely not a DPS, I don't think. Or if she is a DPS, she's just not a great one. But pretty much, I would probably rate her definitely lower than Elfhelt, and maybe Amelia higher than Saul. Saul is a free character, and I think everything else is pretty much good. So this is some priority according to my opinion. I don't think I should really go much on other than this. I think this is pretty good. Yeah, so hopefully your summons go better than mine, and I'll see you later.